You're looking at a pretty telling graphic entering the final round. Best winning percentage with a third-round lead since 1970, including the British Open. Minimum of 10 leads to get on this list. And Tiger the best 23 out of 25. And Johnny, a pretty good closer in your own right. And on down the list. What would be the keys to being a good closer? Is it just something inside of you, or can you work on it?
Well, my answer was always tee to green. I had something I could do with my shots, with a little punch hook or any other thing, just to answer to my nerves. My putter was no good. That's why that stat for me is pretty good, because I was not a Justin Leonard on the greens under pressure. But you gotta go with your strengths.
Tiger's only 2 losses on the PGA Tour when leading. Of course, everybody remembers Ed Fiore back in '96 in Quad Cities, but Mickelson did get him at the 2000 Tour Championship.
Hard to appreciate that speed on that chip shot there, Roger Mulvey.
Well, that one jumped out of a line that was sitting down a little bit, and the first hop was just kind of turned over.
Yeah.
This putt of Tiger's now uphill slightly, should move a little bit to his right.
Wind blowing back across the putt to the left, is it not?
It is.
You almost feel it's time for Tiger to make one here, Roger.
Well, I would agree with you. So far, I think this is very much like he played yesterday. And he just needs to get untracked. Needs to get some kind of confidence going.
Just about time. Sergio nods. Nice putt.
Good call there, Murph.
And Mickelson coming back down to the 8. Whoa! Mickelson rolls it in for the answer. So Mickelson back to even.
Well, the decibel level just went up in this confines of the acreage here. Sergio for par now. Tiger bangs in a big one, and Phil as well.
That was a huge birdie by Mickelson. Wow. That is just not a birdie hole. 223-yard par 3/8, and right there now is Maggart for par.
Pretty straight in putt here.
Maggart escapes with his 3. Means a +1, 5 back. But the closest pursuer to Tiger Woods right now is Mickelson, thanks to that long birdie at 8. He is within 4. And you remember how the crowd pulled him along, especially in the latter stages of yesterday's 3rd round, and by the sound of that ovation after that 2 rolled in, they hope to pull him around again. But is it going to be enough on his 32nd birthday and another Father's Day at the Open?
I wonder what that little pink card was all about right there. Not sure if that's a Father's Day card or a little notes to himself, or...
Well, the final group at this 8th hole. And Tiger Woods, with his first birdie of this final round, moving it back to 4 under, will have the honor. Full location on that right side, well back.
The difficulty here, Dan, is there's quite a stand of trees behind this tee which shelter the players from the wind. Tiger's been making some motions that he believes it is downwind left to right, and I would agree with that.
A lot of players look at that water, so it does serve a little bit of purpose. That you can see down there, the water and the ripples.
I tell you what, this is the scariest shot, without a doubt, of the front nine, Roger, visually, don't you think?
Well, I would agree with you, John, just because the green sits so far down, the ball's exposed to the air and the elements for so long, and plus with that tree overhanging on the right, I agree. I think it's a demanding shot.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him under club, just leave it short into that bank somewhere and just, you know, make your hard 2-putt 3 and get out of here. He tries to hit all the way back to that flagstick. Boy, that's a narrow target.
You can see those trees moving. Report from our blimp that the wind is 30 miles an hour. That's a good deal up in the air, but it is definitely blowing up there, and you can't feel it from back there on that tee.
He's not sure what it's doing, but it's whooping up there.
He's looking at the trees moving and swaying.
Well, every now and then the trees dramatically make more noise as the wind picks up, and that's why he backed off. He selected a 6-iron here.
Steve Williams said, trust the shot, trust the wind. A little bit of a hook ball through. Maybe a make-up move. Where is it,
This
Roger?
ball just a little left of the hole at the center of the green. Boy, that carried all the way toward the rear of the green.
Well, that downwind, he just rode the wind, is a good play.
To the par 4 ninth.
418 yards, dog leg left. Hole playing considerably more difficult today. Back into the wind. Fairway has been the second hardest to hit on the golf course, and Mickelson just blisters one through the wind, carries it to 265 necessary to get it up on top. Back to 8.
And Garcia.
Is Garcia letting it go? I mean, he's missing all those putts. He's not playing horrendously, but he is 2 over par. It is windy. You got to give these guys some slack that way. It's a pretty strong wind, and it's been downwind, but I think that what we're going to see in the next 2.5 hours, we're going to see a lot of tough into the wind shots and some crosswind shots. So this is the last hole for quite a while that's going to be riding the wind. Roger?
Sergio has selected a 6-iron as well. The wind has been swirling around. For a while, it felt like it was against him. So that's causing some indecision.
You can't worry about what the wind is that you feel in your face. You've got to look at the tops of the trees. You just cannot be suckered into what's swirling around under those trees.
Garcia, after the second hole, was just 2 back, but he's had 2 bogeys in the last 5 holes, all the way to +1. He's now a full handful back of Tiger. He's got to make a move and make it quick.
He has changed clubs to a 7-iron. Flagstick just left of it itself. Oh, what a wonderful shot.
Might be the move that Garcia needs to make. Like Mickelson, hoping for a rare birdie at the long par 3. They trudge down toward the green. So Tiger with his birdie at the 7th. It took him 15 holes to get the first one yesterday. Finally picks one up at the 7th, but just answering was Mickelson's birdie at the 8th.
Change their position. They're showing no flexibility.
This used to be the deadline, until Unisys Systems Integration bought the Wall Street Journal valuable extra time. Because only the latest
Can you
news
say you've reached an agreement?
Yes.
is the real news. Unisys. Imagine it done.
If everything today were this easy to predict, you wouldn't have to plan for tomorrow. But we know better. We're Southern Company,
The leading provider of energy to the fast-growing Southeast. Growth that's helped us produce more than $10 billion in revenues. So we can continue to grow sunrise after sunrise after sunrise. We're Southern Company. Energy to serve your world.
Bug's Eye View, $18 a night. Bird's Eye View, $20 a night. Frog's Eye View, $16 a night. A trip that changes the way you look at the world. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted at national park campsites from Acadia to Yosemite.
To anyone who has ever changed their shoes in the parking lot. To anyone who's ever practiced off a rubber mat. To anyone who has ever waited in line just to get a tee time. In fact, to everyone who has ever teed it up at their local public golf course, we've arranged a little tribute in your honor.
At the night, Phil Mickelson second, 151 yards against the breeze. He's trying to play some kind of low shot. But Johnny, this is another poor iron shot for Mickelson. That's a good 65, 70 feet from the hole.
Iron game is not there right now. I don't know if it's nerves or what, but he's got to get it back, right it back if he wants to challenge Tiger. He's got a 4-shot lead. Tiger's already gave all the Christmas gifts he was going to give probably for the next 3 years, the first 6 holes.
And maybe a little bit from early yesterday. But there's Tiger at the 8th looking over his birdie attempt, Roger.
Downhill, breaker to his right from about 25 feet. On the quick side, I don't think lightning fast from this angle. He'll have to be a little careful.
This green is one of the quickest on the course, Roger. This one in sneaky number 3.
Just didn't move.
Yeah. Got a lot of mysteries today. A combination of that wind and strange hole locations that they probably haven't even putted to ever before. These guys have never played this course before.
Before we get to Garcia's birdie, we go to 11. And Nick Faldo.
Just punching out, got a bad lie on the left side of the fairway in the deep rough. And this wind is howling out here, guys.
That's kind of on that exposed portion of the golf course, 10 and 11, which go back and forth to one another. And here is the birdie attempt for Garcia, a much-needed putt to fall at this stage.
And not a tough putt. This is where you want to putt from on this green.
Straight in, pretty much.
Pretty much.
You know, he's got a lot of bravado about him, but I'll tell you, from what I've seen under pressure, it's his putting that lets him down time and again.
And I think he remains at +1. So this to keep the 4-shot lead.
balls are actually wiggling a little in that wind out on these 14s on the stimp meter, Raj.
Yes, they are, because the wind comes up, it will move the ball, Jim.
Upper left is Mickelson at 9. Tiger saves his par at 8.
Mickelson's ball on the way. And that's going to come up a good 4 or 5 feet short. Putting a tremendous amount of pressure on his putting with his poor iron shots. 11.
And the third for Faldo, Jim.
Number 93 yards, and Faldo is starting to struggle. He's missed the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th greens, and will miss this as he's pitched out, has 93 yards. Has a little backstop behind the hole here. But this should be right in his wheelhouse.
Crosswind. Nice little British Open swing.
That's pulled well left, coming all the way back off the false front. And this group has just been put on the clock. Clear Warren coming off the tee.
To 9.
Par putt for Maggart.
Drove the ball in the right rough. Just had to pitch it out.
Extremely quick and moving to his right. Good stroke.
Boy, he made a number of those yesterday also, Gary, so he has got that putter going.
Well, he has putted the ball beautifully all week long. Coming into the round, he had the second lowest number of total putts for the 3 rounds. Now back on the tee, and a much more difficult driving hole today, number 9, playing back into the breeze, Tiger Woods.
Using driver today, used 3-wood here yesterday.
Dogleg left, fairway slopes left to right, but if you can carry it about 260 or so, you carry it onto the flat. That's just what Tiger did. Back at the green, Mickelson for his par to remain 4 back. Confident stroke there. So Mickelson needs to get something going with 9 holes to go. Tiger Woods safely in the fairway at 9, and we'll be back in a moment.
Professional golfer or professional allergy sufferer?
Seasonal allergies wear me down and really hurt my game. That's when I take Allegra.
Only Allegra has fexofenadine, an exclusive allergy-fighting ingredient that gives you long-lasting 24-hour relief without causing drowsiness. For people 12 and older, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or back pain. Talk to your doctor today about Allegra and get back to your game. Once daily Allegra. Real relief for real living.
I'm looking at your portfolio right now. You got to buy.
Yes, time for picking, time for buying.
To a super, super strong buy. I think you should buy.
I think you should buy it.
It's a buy.
Buy it. Just buy.
A no-brainer. I'd sell.
Did I say sell?
No, I meant buy. Buy, yes.
There's never been a better time for Schwab Equity Ratings, a way to help you decide what to sell as well as buy. A through F ratings on 3,000 stocks, not influenced by investment banking. To learn more, call 1-800-9-SCHWAB.
This new technology is driving me wild. Oh, yeah. Baby, I can't stop dreaming of the desktop. I want this new style. Don't tell me it's wrong. It takes the people to turn me on. I'm hot for the desktop. New desktop.
New computers sure look good. What computers?
I'm hot for the desktop. New desktop.
Studies show that man can survive 4 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but only 1 day without golf. Thankfully, the USGA attends to man's most basic need on a daily basis, from writing the rules to testing equipment. After all, people don't merely play golf. They eat, drink, and especially sleep golf.
Excuse me. You can't play in your pajamas here.
I knew that. I knew that.
Mark your calendars. Sunday, July 14th, NASCAR returns to NBC for the Tropicana 400. Defending NASCAR champion Jeff Gordon will be looking to make his first trip to Victory Lane this year. Tropicana Twister 300 on Saturday, July 13th precedes that on NBC. And the Tropicana 400 on Sunday, July 14th. Dick Mickelson off the second. Longest par 4 in U.S. Open history, the 10th, at 492. A struggle for some this week just to get it to the fairway. And Johnny, the big length, the black is on the back.
Yes, it is, and we start here with the 10th hole. It's going to be playing really tough. It's 492 yards. Got a fairway about 25 yards wide. If you can drive it out there, you can see it goes down to the green there, but it's surrounded in the front with those big bunkers there, and a par is a wonderful score on this hole. It's been playing the second hardest on the golf course this hole. And then over the 12, 499 yards, this cross bunker is really tough, and the wind's going to have to deal with the wind, a crossing wind there. And, of course, hurting on that second shot. 4 again is going to be a great score. You do have a little run-up throat there the players can play with if you're hitting a long iron, which a lot of them will be doing here. And the 12th hole, like I said, is the 4th hardest. And then the 13th hole, par 5, 554 yards. It's going to be a shot that you'd like to hit a power fade if you can, down the center right there. Keep it in play. Otherwise, you got a tough layup in this area here. If you can get it down just in front of this bunker, leaves you a nice little semi-blind wedge shot, makes birdie half the time. Birdie is a possibility right here. And the 15th hole, par 4, 459 yards, the hardest hole in the golf course. It doesn't look like much off the tee. No bunkers. Say, what's the big deal here? Well, the big deal is the green rises about 20, 30 feet up the hill. Bunkers in front block you out, but the green, as I said before, was designed in hell. Take my word for it. This thing is #1 pin today. It's on the right side, right back middle. Very difficult hole and tough hole location. And then the 16th hole, 479 yards downhill. You want to hit the ball off the tee right into this little tiny fairway. If you hit a left or right, you're probably not going to hit the green. The green opens up for a cut iron shot. This is the 6th hardest hole on the golf course. Another tough one with the wind to deal with. Then 17, 207 yards. You can see it right here, heavily bunkered, force carry, back hole location on the left side. It's a hole you just have to hit a good high iron shot and stop it quick. Wind will be a big factor there. And then the 18th hole, par 4, 411 yards. Been playing not that hard at the 14th hardest hole on the golf course, but you do have to sort of lay it up short of all this bunkering here and then try to hit a iron shot uphill. That big bunker on the right's in play because the pin is in the very back right corner, just behind that right there. And the green is very hard to two-putt, so you're going to see very few birdies on 18 today, not like the other days.
To 9.
Second shot for Tiger. 158. Oh, beautifully played. Kept the trajectory down. It leaves a very quick putt from the back fringe, but a nice shot. We go to 11.
Harrington a moment ago for his par at this par 4. Faldo made bogey here to drop to +4, and Harrington will drop a shot to fall to +3. As we get back over to the 10th, and less than a third of the field have hit this green in regulation, as there is a little bit of weather northeast of us, but hopefully it'll skirt this portion of Long Island.
Well, the good news, the wind is blowing from the other direction toward the north, I believe, Stan.
Downwind. This one we currently have is 7.
While Bones and Mickelson look that over, we go back over to the 9th.
And the second shot for Sergio Garcia, right rough, 143 yards. It'll take a lot of muscle to get this up to the green. He got it there, but couldn't hold it. Garcia, another wayward shot. to 10.
And Mickelson.
Played a 3-wood off the tee, Johnny, so he could make sure he got the ball in the fairway, which is critical here.
Flag's going left to right. The wind the same direction as it's been all day, or is this front coming through, changing it slightly, Mark?
I think it's changing it, Johnny. You just heard Jim Mackay say it's coming a little bit more from the left now, so where this hole was straight downwind before, it's probably quartering from the left, I'd say.
Well, we'll get an update from our other Cower announcer, Gary Koch, see if that is the case in a second, if it has switched the wind. It's hard to tell sometimes down here in these trees.
Well, Johnny, that's the problem. The holes where I'm seated, you know, we have a lot of trees blocking the wind out. It seems to be swirling, but it is increasing in intensity.
Needs a good iron shot to start this Mickelson charge.
This is from 204 yards. And it is solid, definitely.
Beautiful shot by Mickelson, who enters the final 9 holes of an Open for the 4th time within 4 shots of the lead. As we go back to 9.
And the 3rd for Garcia, the lie, Roger.
Decent lie, got plenty of green to work with here.
I'm not sure what that was. What was that? I mean,
I think the club bounced on him.
That big a swing, though, for that length of shot. Back to 10.
And Maggart.
196 yards. The ball just crept into the rough. This is a bullet.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's starting to look like the British Open, this golf course. The greens are turning brown and the flags are bending. I mean, this is going to be a handful. Who knows what is in store the next couple hours.
As we shift back over to 9.
This is sort of the last of the Mohegans on the sheltered holes, I would say, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah, definitely, Johnny. Once they move from the 9th, they get out into the open areas at 10, 11, 12. 13 somewhat sheltered with some trees, but 15, 16, 17, 18 all certainly exposed as Garcia gets ready for his 4th.
Tough little shot.
Much thicker lie than the first one he had, and he was only 15 feet from the hole. Tough little shot.
Head to 12.
And Nick Faldo from the right rough doesn't look good. You can see the wind. If there's any doubt in your mind about how hard it's blowing, just blew his hat off. This golf hole is just playing harder and harder by the minute.
Back at 9. Tiger eyeing this putt for birdie.
And no one on the golf course right now, Gary, no one is under par for the day. This wind is tough.
Roger, a fairly quick putt here coming down the hill.
It is coming off a slope in the back of this green near the collar. This Tiger's ball, so that may affect his takeaway some.
See the scoring average this week. 2.5 shots higher today than it was yesterday. Putt will definitely be moving to his right as it gets near the hole. Awfully good for a long time. About here, it looks very good. Just wiggles right. They head to 12.
And Nick Faldo's 3rd now. 499-yard dogleg left, par 4. Has 163 yards left. His 3rd.
Murph, that little shot there was a slice wind?
No, actually, it's blowing right to left, slightly across, almost dead into. I mean, if I were playing it, I would not be allowing much for it to go in left or right.
Well, it's swirling because the last hole, the wind on the map says that it should be going that way, so it's doing anything it wants, it looks like, out there.
We go back to 9, and Garcia made his putt for the bogey. Drops back to 2 over par. Now Tiger for his par. All right, safely in, 4-shot lead with 9 to go. Very solid 9 holes for Tiger, with the exception of the couple of hiccups on the greens, but did not miss a fairway, striking the ball pretty well. We go to 10.
And Mickelson ready for a big birdie putt.
Well, Jeff Maggard has already played his 3rd shot from behind this green. This is a very important putt, I think, for Phil. The tendency is for the ball to break toward the front of this green, but the wind is blowing from his right, so that will tend to flatten it out a little bit. This iron shot was by far the best iron he has hit all day.
Would have been big. Would have gotten Mickelson to within 3. He'll remain 4 behind, but 4 is a good score at 10. 492-yard par 4. And back to the tee. A hole where Tiger can take advantage of his length.
Tiger has been a little concerned with the weather. He asked me in the last fairway on the way to the green what I knew of the weather situation, and on the last green spent a great deal of his time looking at the heavens, checking out the clouds that are rolling in.
You can see what he's done on the back 9. The back 9 measures nearly 200 yards longer than the front. It's the best of any of the leaders. So Tiger with a 4-shot lead is looking good.
Great driving, huh, Roger? No missed fairways. That's impressive.
How long it is to that fairway at 10.
Hey, Coach, can you be hot quiet over here, please?
And then your second shot,
Thank you.
you got to get it there. No rolling it up.
You can see the focus in his eyes, the resolve.
A lot of athletes around the world would like to wonder what goes inside that mind. Looking down like he likes it, Raj. That is out there. That is pummeled. Up ahead, a moment ago. Maggard for his par. Can he grind another one out? Yes, he can. So if anyone's going to chase Tiger down, it's going to come from somebody in the final 2 groups, Maggard, Mickelson, or Garcia. As we shift over to the tee at 11, 435-yard hole, blind tee shot to the fairway. The players do not know where it lands out there.
Yeah, left
Nicholson headed toward the left-hand side.
Mickelson's been solid off the tee also, just his iron.
So Mickelson safely in the fairway there at 11. As the leaders make the turn, if you just joined us, here's what has happened earlier. Mickelson got off to a great start. Drove it right down the middle of the fairway at the first. Got a pretty good break with his second coming out of that rough. And Mickelson was able to turn it into an early birdie to get to 1 under. And then the final group teed off. Tiger and Garcia And Tiger had this putt for par at the first, so there was a two-shot swing between him and Mickelson right from the get-go. Mickelson was within 3, and then Tiger missed another one at the second. Woods beginning with 2 bogeys to begin the round. The lead was just 2 over Mickelson and Garcia. And then Mickelson for par at the third with a big save to remain at 1 under within 2. Garcia for par at that long par 3 off the mark. Since then, Garcia's picked up 2 more bogeys to fall off the pace. Mickelson second at the 5th. Ended up getting to be a pretty good lie there, but he would accept a bogey and fall back to even. Maggard for birdie at the 5th. He doubled the 3rd, birdied the 4th, and made it 2 in a row. To get to even, he was within 3. Then Tiger for birdie at the 6th. Still was looking for his first birdie when he arrived at the 7th. And it finally came, moving Tiger to 4 under par. And with others falling off the pace, his lead was growing again. And Mickelson answering with an unlikely birdie at the long par 3 8th to get back to even par. And then just moments ago at the par 3 17th with a 3-iron, Scott Hoch. And it goes 37th ace in Open history and the 3rd this week. 2nd today on the heels of your son's ace earlier, and Shigeki Maruyama turned in the other earlier in the championship.
Yeah, it was a terrific shot. Just looked good all the way.
And it vaults Hoch into a tie for 7th, plus 5 for the championship. So with that, Mr. Hoch gets on the first page of the leaderboard. And you look at those numbers, today's score.
So we want the ball, Scott.
He's the only one on that front page under par. And many of the players in their pass through the New York area this week at Westchester paying tribute to the city. And Scott sporting the skyline and the colors of the United States. And the skyline of Manhattan. Back over at the 10th. Sergio Garcia first to play. Roger?
Just in the fringe cut off the fairway. Ball sitting down a little bit. Has 181 yards to the hole. Went a little bit from the left. Actually, it's kind of dropped right now, but certainly the hardest hole location to get near the hole here.
That front blew by, Roger. Maybe it's a little eye behind it where it's sort of calm.
It has certainly dropped dramatically, John. It was howling here just a little bit ago.
Yeah, this hole was crazy a little while ago.
No, that's the head of high.
Yeah, right hole location.
That's a 7-iron for Sergio.
Golf course. I tell you, across that road, Johnny, over on the 15th, and things happen. We saw that yesterday. The rest of the field is going to need some extra help about that time if they're going to catch this man, Tiger Woods.
Roger, what do you got here?
He's got 167 yards left of the hole. Got an 8-iron out. Huge tee shot here. This ball left of the hole at the center of the green. I think we might go to cruise control now, John, huh?
Yeah, pars. Remember at Pebble Beach when he said, I just don't want to make a bogey on the last day. I'm going to just try to make pars. And, of course, he went nuts. But I would say right now it's a good call. He's at the point where he's saying a 4-shot lead. Is Phil going to be able to be 4 under to tie me? And I just don't think it's going to happen in the wind.
Well, that roar you heard, the result of Nicholson second at 11. So, all right, not so fast, says the birthday boy. New York Governor George Pataki, Bernadette Castro, who runs the entire state park system here in the state of New York and instrumental of the championship being staged here. Pataki also, it took a lot of people to get this Open Championship here. MetLife blimp still up there, so we know the weather's not too bad. Snoopy One teaming up with us again, as it does at all of our golf events in this major championship. Second on the season as Tiger Woods tries to add the second leg of the Grand Slam. And tries for the first time to win all 4 major championships in the same year. But this one is not a done deal at all. Maggart to play first at 11.
Just been a grind the whole week for him. Just putted out of his brain this week. 26 putts around, basically. Beautiful touch. Really nice. Just barely got it on, trickled it down there. He doesn't love it, but the way you're putting, Jeff, don't worry about it.
Over to the tee at 17, Nick Price. A moment ago with a 3-iron, again a 208-yard par 3.
Familiar quick swing of Nick Price, and we'll see why they're all excited. Oh, almost one-hopped it in there.
Price with that 69 yesterday.
Playing with Craig Stadler. I haven't seen much of him. We've covered about everybody at the kitchen sink, but
but not the Walrus. Well, back over at 11.
And Phil Mickelson just moved his coin out of Jeff Maggart's line, so that's a good break for him. He'll get a chance to see the break on this putt. And you're right, Johnny. Maggart has just grounded out for 3 straight days, and now the front 9 today too.
Man with just 1 top 10 in 2002. Just 2 wins in his 12-year career back in '93, and of course the big one at the World Golf Championship, the Match Play Championship in '99.
Ball's going to turn just a little to his left.
Couple boxes lower right. Garcia for birdie at 10. Maggart for his par at 11. Garcia's on the way at 10. Is it enough? And Maggart grinds out another 4 at 11. Maggart remains at +1. But here's a big one for Mickelson.
This crowd has been just so encouraging for him. They went into a huge round of applause when he was standing out in the fairway to try and encourage him to hit it close, and he did.
Said it a lot this week. Tiger Woods was the favorite golfer of this very enthusiastic and boisterous crowd at the beginning of the week, but they have adopted Mickelson, especially after what happened yesterday. Rooting for him.
Well, he saw the line. There's not much excuse here, is there, Mark?
No, there really isn't. It's just inside right.
Well, they're acting like they haven't even seen it.
Well, he needs to have some conviction in the line. There's no doubt about it. I think sometimes, though, he spends so much time worrying about the line that he doesn't get the right speed.
It's just not that tough a putt. If you're on the putting green by yourself, you just walk up and hit it inside right, knock it in every time.
It's time to step up.
Your feet will tell you a lot of times. But you should be able to make this.
Meantime, Tiger back at 10 for birdie.
Not a hard putt, is it?
This is the part of the green you want to putt from, John. Uphill will move a little bit to his right from about 25 feet.
Let's take a look at this, see if there's a lot of skidding in putts or whether it turns over right away for Tiger. Most balls skid, and then the friction on the bottom of the ball when it's hitting on the grass will make it turn over, but it's an initial skid. That one bounced and skidded.
Tiger has his par at the monster 10th. But the lead has been cut to 3 by Mickelson. Just 2 players under par. And there's the latest to join Tiger at the 12th. And if he thinks the 10th is long, what about this par 4, Murph?
And what a different golf hole right now. I'm telling you, Billy Mayfair just killed it off this tee and did not even get close to the bunker. Bill will want to play a slight cut over the bunker to the left. You have to fly at 260 yards. That was not available a couple of minutes ago.
Now what's the wind doing?
I think the wind has actually died a little bit now, Johnny. We heard Roger say it before, and there's no doubt Mickelson can blow it right over the bunker. Just a little more than he wanted.
Ever so slightly. That's been the story all day, though.
You can see him on the tee right now. He's doing that same thing where he's been coming up on it.
Left shoulder and left side, not releasing totally.
Looks like Tiger's got the 3-wood out. Roger on the tee at 11.
He does, Dan. This is a blind driving hole for the players, and the wind has just dropped to negligible. There's just not much air moving at all out here at the moment.
435-yard par 4 sandwiched in between 2 of the longest par 4s in Open history, but this one can grab you and bite you in a hurry.
Takes a very hard swing at this 3-wood, Roger.
It's going right, I believe, John.
Yeah, when he makes those hard swings, those are the ones that go right. He can't get the club around to match his body speed.
That is the first fairway that Tiger Woods has missed all day as we go back over to 17 and Price for birdie, and he'll hear it from the fans if this one drops. On cue, Nick. That arena awaits the leaders. 15, 16, 17, 18. Special atmosphere here at Bethpage. Tiger with a 3-shot lead.
When software quickly connects supply and demand, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
Is your attention
retirement plan under attack? Sun America can help. Just ask your financial advisor. Sun America, the retirement specialist.
The romance, the beauty, the world of Ralph Lauren. Polo.com.
The all-new 2003 Lincoln Navigator. There are those who travel and those who travel well.
Around the block just up your street, we're the neighbors you should meet. There are lives we live and dreams we share. We drive your streets and we're always there. We live where you live. We're a good friend who really cares. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dear Nike, all I want to do is win majors. I'll do whatever it takes, including switching equipment if necessary. These are my terms. They are non-negotiable.
Beautiful shot of the skyline of Manhattan as we pull back out to Long Island. Manhattan just about 25 miles due west, and you can see the weather out there, which has produced some swirling winds out here at the black course. There is Phil Mickelson at the 12th.
Well, he drove the ball 318 yards, so he's only got 181 left. It's a pretty good lie. I think he can skip it up through the gap in the front.
They come out straight.
Came out left. Needs a bounce. Oh, that is a good shot there.
It's hard to believe it didn't skip more since it landed on the front edge, Mark, coming out of that rough.
At the 11th, Tiger in the thick rough, Raj.
He is 158 yards to the hole. Has drawn a very deep lie. I don't know if he can get this one there. It'll take all his strength to do it.
See those shoulders that are about 4 feet wide? That's the ones that are going to do it.
This is why he lifts and does the strength training.
Yeah, he has got quite a build on him, and he's going to use every ounce of it here. Watch the explosion here as he drives through this rough.
Trying to chase the ball through the opening in the green, and he's got enough club on it to do that.
What a shot.
I can't even begin to tell you how good that is. Not many guys could have played that shot at all.
Well, Roger, you tried to describe Tiger's shot up to the par 5-6 at Pebble Beach a couple of years ago. That 7-iron up the hill 200 yards, and I guess you just got to watch it and appreciate it.
That's just not a fair fight. I mean, when 99% of them can't do that.
That was a very creative shot, Roger. Let's take a look at Roger. I mean, Tiger in the swing view right here. Well, it's a good setup there, but
I'd like to see Roger in the swing view.
Watch this beautiful extension. Look how straight the left arm is. Now he drives up into it from behind. He's in good shape right there. Everything is perfect. But then his body goes down and he gets cramped up. You see how the club was behind him by the time the body was all the way released? He was just late there, and the face is open here. You can see that. And then you can see his left foot hop off the ground. Bottom line is he just swung too darn hard at it. That was past the speed that he needs on this on his swing.
Okay, Garcia's second at 11.
Wedge from 132. There's a little left of the hole. Wants it to spin if it can.
Garcia running out of holes in time. 6 shots back. With a win earlier this year in the Mercedes Championships, beating David Toms in the playoff. for his first major breakthrough, as is
away
Mickelson.
at 12. Tommy.
These fans are into it, aren't they, Mark Rolfing? That probably was his 5th or 6th happy birthday.
They
But
really are, Murph.
let me just tell you, this is the hardest green to hit all day. Only 1 out of 3 guys are able to knock it on the green, and here we have a group do it, both of them. Now we've got some raindrops beginning to fall there, Mark.
The rain is coming down. It's gotten very dark, and when it gets dark like this, Murph, reading the speed of a putt becomes more difficult. There's a huge rise in the middle of this green. He's got to go up and over. It's hard to just tell the exact amount of undulation right now.
One hard putt, and it just rips to the right the last 6 feet. Hard to see that in the brightest of sunlights. Very difficult hole location.
Not a bad leave, though, huh, Bob?
Well, a wonderful leave considering where he was. He'll be very happy to walk off here with a par.
And Scott Hoke.
Oh, this will be fun. He does have enough green to work with, and he slid that under the... Oh, that was just... Couldn't have landed in a better spot.
Oh, can he go ace and... he was going to go ace and birdie.
I mean, that right there was... He's like, can't believe how good that was.
He probably would have fallen back into the cushion of that big rough and said, whew, what a way to finish. The 12.
And Maggart now for his birdie try.
And this time Mickelson had to move his coin out of Maggart's line, just as Jeff did on the last hole.
Slowish putt, Bob?
Yes, it is, and it breaks again quite a bit to the right. He started out way left, didn't he? Good read, lacking speed.
At the 11th, after muscling this second shot onto the green, Tiger Woods has a birdie try, Roger.
Well, it's pretty hard to call this a birdie putt. This from a little better than 40 feet and downhill swinging to his right. 2 putts here is good.
How much does this swing, Roger? Quite a bit, doesn't it?
It does have a pretty big break gouge on it.
His first fairway with a par at 11 to 12.
Bill for par. He got a good feel off Maggart's putt as it died. He knew he had to play it inside that edge. He did. That is one terrific par.
And I guess we're getting word, Bob Murphy, that they're about to suspend play, and indeed the horn at just past the 6 o'clock hour local Eastern Standard Time. So Tiger Woods safely in with that par at 11. He's going to have a little time to think about it.
Well, that definitely means there's lightning in the area. We're very careful with the golf tournaments, and especially with the fans, as we've had. Players are asking, should I go in? Do we stay out here? They have cars all over the golf course to carry the players.
Well, let's ask David Fay about the procedure here, David.
The players and the officials are going to trailers and vans. They're not going into the clubhouse. This bad weather popped up very quickly, although the weather warning signs have been out since 5:35, warning the gallery that something might be coming. And there's no indication yet how long it will last. Let's hope it's quick.
It's the first suspension of play in this championship after Friday soaked the grounds here. Many thought that perhaps we would see a suspension then, but they played on through it. We have good news about the weather, at least from what our blimp can tell us. And the blimp guys up there are usually pretty accurate. They say this is not a very serious weather delay, and that it won't be a long time until it moves out of the way, but we'll have to wait and see as Mickelson gets a chance to spend some time with his wife Amy out there. But there is a look at the weather, which is not very far away at Bethpage.